Still very early in this investigation for sure, but we heard from our own Nick Robertson in Moscow just a few moments ago that many Russians are hearing from state-run media that the pilot radioed for an emergency landing, reporting technical issues. What more do you know?
Yes, I've heard that story as well, and I think that is probably right. And if that is the case, then it might rule out another rumor that's going around that it's another missile incident. So if it has gone technical and the pilot has requested an emergency landing, then he would have actually prepared the aircraft for an emergency landing. So that hasn't happened. And I understand that they're saying now that the debris field is quite wide and it is totally destroyed. 224 people on board, I'm hearing, and that the Egyptians say it is actually in a war zone. So there are some problems there. There's some terrorist activity going on, but they seem to be on top of it. They seem to have actually got some ambulances on the way.
Julian Bray with us here live via Skype, and our viewers are also seeing this plane. It's a Metrojet, a plane like this. This is what people are used to seeing who use this aircraft. Julian, I also want to ask you, our own Ian Lee just told us a few moments ago that basically backing up what you're saying, you know, as far as the Sinai Peninsula, there is an insurgency there that would be, you know, certainly difficult as crews try to get to this debris field, but also the terrain there, it's very mountainous. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, it is. So that's going to make the recovery position rather difficult. So they're approaching it apparently by land at the moment. So they've got ambulances on the way. But obviously, it might rule out aerial activity, unless, of course, they can get some kind of accommodation with the warring factions on the ground. So what we now have is a recovery operation. They are not confirming it, but it does sound as though everybody on board has perished, and our hearts go out to the families involved. These were all tourists coming back from Sharm el-Sheikh, which is a very popular destination for the Russians, especially this time of year when it gets cold. And it was due back into St. Petersburg. In London time, about 3:51, it took off, and it was due at Petersburg about 12:10. There's more information coming in now. There's also, we're getting flight tracking radar screens up, which actually shows that the plane disappeared at one point, which means that, of course, all the systems have shut down or it's crashed.